Hi students, so here we are going to talk about how to solve a Atwood machine problem and the pulley is stationary. So one usual method is that you will take the individual objects FBD and then you will find out the acceleration and the tension from there. Usually we calculate the acceleration and the tension. Now look here, let's solve from that method and then we will also see a shortcut method for this one. So here I have taken the m2 is greater than m1, and then we know that if this mass will go with the acceleration a in the downward direction, then this will go up with the a acceleration upward direction. This is a kind of common thing, that because this length of string is constant, that's why if it displaces by x distance, then it will go by x distance up. Same thing applies for the acceleration and the velocity, right? So I have taken the acceleration a m2. For the m2 it's downward, for the m1 it's upward. So let's draw the FBD of m1. So m1 is m1 g like this. At this point the tension will be there in the string and tension on the object will be acting in the upward direction, so T in upward direction, right? And it is going downward with the acceleration A. Okay, so here I can say that the T, okay, let's take upward positive and downward negative. So I can say that the T minus m1g, m1 is going upward with the acceleration a, so T minus m1g equals to m1a. Same thing we can do for the m2 as well. If you look at the m2g is downward and the T tension is upward. Now the tension in this string, complete string, will be same T only. Why? Because this is a ideal pulley which is frictionless and this is only one string, that's why tension is not going to change. So for again here I can say the A acceleration A is downward. Let's take the downward positive, upward negative, right? So I can say that the m2g minus T equals to m2a. Let's add both of the equations. So if I add both of the equations, then T and T will be cancelled out, and T and T is cancelled out, then I can say that the m2g minus m1g is equals to m2 plus m1 multiplied by a. So here the accelerations is m2 minus m1 divided by m2 plus m1 multiplied by g. Okay, this is our acceleration, and using the acceleration we can also find out the tension. Let's suppose this is first equation, so let's put the value of acceleration in the first equation. So first of all I can write down the T as m1g plus m1a. All right, so then the tension from here would be T equals to m1, I can take out common, so then I have g plus m2 minus m1 g divided by m2 plus m1. Alright, so then the tension would be T equals to m1, g also I can take out common, and then it is m2 plus m1 plus m2 minus m1 divided by m2 plus m1. So here m1 and m1 is cancelled out, so then we are getting 2m2. So in total the tension becomes T becomes 2m1 m2 g divided by m2 plus m1. Alright, but the problem with this method is that it is a very long method which requires lot of calculation. You need to form the two equations and then two unknowns, then you need to remove the unknown and then you can find out. There could be a sort method as well for this one, so let me copy this. Alright, so in this method we know that m2 is greater than m1, so of course the m2 is going to go down and the m1 is going to go up. So instead of taking it on the pulley, I will take it on the horizontal. I will draw them horizontally. Why? Because I will take the direction like this. This is the direction of motion. I will consider this as a x-axis. Okay, of course usually we don't do like this, that x-axis is a axis which will be turned like this, that we usually don't do, but here we are taking it like this so that we can solve it. This is a shortcut method. So here is m2 and here is m1. Now what you need to do in this method is you need to draw all the forces, acting along the direction of motion. Direction of motion or the string, right? So here, like for example, if I take m2g is acting in downward direction like this, m1g is acting in the upward again downward direction like this, and here also there is a normal on this string, right? These are the external forces, and of course the tension is there. Tension will be external for the individual and will be internal for the complete system, right? Okay, so here when I take it on the horizontal like this, I will draw the forces which are along the direction of motion, like m2g. So m2g is in this direction, positive x, right? This is our x-axis, so positive x m2g, and then there is m1g like this. Okay, and now T becomes internal force, and the problem with this normal is that it is not along the direction of motion, it is perpendicular to the direction of motion, which is not going to affect the motion, so we will not draw for the x direction, right? And now you can say, you can take this as a complete system and directly you can find out the acceleration. So basically you will apply the Newton's second law, total force equals to mass into acceleration. So mass of the system multiplied by the acceleration. Now the acceleration comes out to be total force divided by the mass, which is m2 minus m1 multiplied by g, and the total mass of the system is m2 plus m1 or m1 plus m2. So this is the acceleration. You see here, just by the one itself we are able to calculate the acceleration, right? And what about the tension? For the tension you can take the one of the FBD and then you can do solve, right? You need to take one of the individual mass for the tension. So first you need to calculate the acceleration like this, and then you can find out the tension by the FBD of individual object. So FBD of either m1 or the m2 you can do. Alright. Now this method is just not applicable for this, it is also applicable for the multiple masses. Like for example, if I take like this, there is this ceiling and then there is a pulley which is connected. This is a ideal pulley and which is connected to a mass, let's suppose 3 kg, and then there is a mass this side 2 kg, and then there is one more mass connected 3 kg. Okay, this is the pulley connected like this. Okay, so now we need to find out what is the acceleration and what is the tension in the individual. Let's suppose this is T1, this is T2. We need to find out what is the T1 and T2. So here as well we can apply that shortcut method. Only that we will consider this as the x direction motion. We know it is going to accelerate like this with the acceleration a. Even if we don't know, we can assume a direction a, and of direction a and then if we get opposite direction, then we will get the negative answer, right? So here I will first draw it on the horizontal and draw all the external forces acting on the system. So here the tension becomes internal force. I will not add that tension. So here there is a 30 Newton force in the forward direction, so that's why 30 Newton like this, right? Here was 30 Newton, so we have considered in the direction of motion positive x, so that's why this is our 30 Newton. Then on this 2 kg there is 20 Newton like this, and then there is 30 Newton like this opposite direction, isn't it? So you need to feel it. What is happening is these forces are trying to move, but this force is trying to stop it. This is how also you can understand. Is there any other external force? No other external force. So then you can say that the acceleration is total force divided by mass. So it becomes 30 plus 20, 30 plus 20 minus 30 divided by 8. So which comes out to be 5 by 2 or 2.5 meter per second square. Now what to do with for the T1 and T2? So for T1 and T2 we can draw the individual FBD. Let's take the FBD of the 3 kg mass. So this is 3 kg FBD. In this FBD, the 30 Newton is acting in the downward direction, and then we have the T1 in the upward direction. T1, you know, tension is going to pull, and that is going to pull in the upward direction, and it is going with the acceleration A in the downward direction. Let's consider downward positive and the upward negative. Then I can say that the 30 minus T1 is equals to 3 multiplied by 5 by 2. So T1 basically comes out to be 30 plus 15 by 2. Okay, so here it is, T1 is 30 plus 15 by 2, so 30, 60 plus 75 by 2. That is the answer for the T1 Newtons. And for the T2, I can take the FBD of this one, because here is T2, then here also there is the tension T2. So look, for the 3 kg again, next 3 kg T2 is like this, and the 30 Newton is acting like this, right? Okay, and the acceleration is A in the upward direction like this. Okay, so I can say here that the T2 minus 30 is equals to, here I am taking upward positive, 30, 3 multiplied by 5 by 2. Okay, here was negative sign. Okay, in this first question, T1, for the T1 it will be negative, so here it will be 60 minus 45 by 2. So T1 will be 45 divided by 2. T2 will be, here T2 will be 75 divided by 2. So we got the T1, T2. Like this we can even apply 3 masses, 4 masses are there, we can apply. We will also apply in case of the friction as well. We can apply the same concept. We can also apply the same concept when the pulley is moving, but in that case we need to take pulley as frame. So next concept we will discuss that, what to do in case when the pulley is moving and how we are going to apply this shortcut method. Okay, thank you.